understand this, that the word Merlin is shredded in mystery. Because if you do your research, you'll understand that there's a hidden story behind this Merlin. You see, when you say the name Merlin, you have myrrh. Remember, I explained to you and broke down the meaning of the name. Pyramid is not pyramid. That's a Greek word. The original name is called Mir, right? Mir, myrrh, depending on interpretations, right? So, if you understand that the wordings are how the word Mir is spelled, it is M-E-R and M-R. Being that it says M-E-R, you must understand that it's code to say Ascension. The pyramid represents Ascension. Being that the pyramid represents Ascension, Merlin is talking about tapping into the El, the Elohim, the Elder, the El, the 12 of the Knights of the Round Table within oneself. Your table of contents. The genetics of who we are, of who I am, and who you are. The Knights of the Round Table understand something. The Merlin is the 12 of the circular, the portal within yourself to unlock this ascension abilities, to unlock your King Arthur. You see?
Word navel, and navel is the connections of the two being similar in ways that your navel is that which is connected to your stomach, the belly button, the water source, the water of life, where the placenta was connected to that fed the baby. A naval base is the base or military port and military base where ships and naval ships are docked. The L on the end of naval is to identify with the power and connection to that portal. Base is understood that it is on the water, warship. When you tap into your stargate, your navel, and your chakra, which is above your navel, you tap into your stargate.
Because the story is actually talking about someone who's prophesied about in stories of who's to come. Did you understand who the King Arthur is, as I explained to you? But for those who don't know, your King Arthur is double fold. King our Thor.
The King Arthur is dealing with a boy. In old stories say this boy lifted the sword. You see, now the sword is in a rock, a stone, something bricked in, but a stone that's also identifying with like it to the cornerstone. Understand something. This boy who lifts the sword, you would notice that even in the old depiction to show where the sword is. Just like when you watch the breakdown that I did online on the Thundercats, it's connecting to the same thing. Because we're not just talking about a sword.
Let's listen to this.
Dragon, the sword is alive. Yes, but there are holes in it there, Dragon, and I don't see any eye.
The eye sleeps until needed, Lion.
The eye sleeps until
And these are not merely holes you see in the hilt. Looking through those magic apertures will give you sight beyond sight.
But if I do need the eye,
Notice that the sword represents a phallus, and the circles next to that which is the middle representing the phallus represents the testicles. The third eye comes together to form the testicle, and the testicle form that which gives sight beyond sight, abilities that connects to your real third eye, which is that which is between your eyes that connects down to your 33rd vertebrae. Notice how Lionel was holding the sword.
how can I look it up and let it know?
There will be no need.
You see how he's holding the sword?
Now listen, the same way
It's right between his.
the same way he's holding his sword is the same way that boy is holding his sword.
Sword is dealing with the S word, the secret word of this hidden one. The sword is dealing with the energy and power that was given to him by the divine. This sword that was kept, this sword that was locked up, brick that was locked up, confined in the brick, but one tapping into himself. Tapping into himself. And notice the glow approved by the heavens. That he was able to grab this sword within himself, which is also the same connection to Lionel. You see, tapping into his third eyes, representing of this sword. You see him holding the sword up. This is the call that one is able to give to his tribe.
Because when you say the name King Arthur in a higher standing, your overstanding, the understanding that was given, your overstanding overstands that to be able to comprehend the higher standing of it. King Arthur, it's talking about the king identified as their Thor. If you understand who Thor is, Thor being the god who holds the hammer. The hammer was he who holds judgment, as judges do with a hammer. A lot of this is shredded in mystery. King Arthur. See, in the word Excalibur, this way, you will notice again that is a secret mystery in Excalibur. Because you'll notice that they show the sword in a hole, a pipe, in the old photos, in the old pictures that I just showed there. This is pertaining to the SCX Act. It's a higher mystery. You see, because when you say the word Excalibur, the hidden word that is missing pertaining to the S being the sword, when you put the S next to Excalibur, it's going to say Sex Caliber. Now, if you understand what the word caliber, now, the meaning of caliber, remember, you spell Excalibur by putting an EX next to caliber. When you put the S, the hidden S sound was dealing with the Kundalini energy, the serpent energy that was waking in this one, which is to identify with the S connects to the EX, which says sex caliber. Now, caliber means the quality of someone's character or the level of their what? Of their ability. The quality of someone's character or the level of their ability. And Merlin is all shredded in one. You see? Merlin, first two letters, and Merlin is that 13-5 again. as I was explaining to you. The M represents your 13. This is why it's connection to the 12 of the Knights of the Round Table. Because 12 is the clock. You see? 12 is the clock. But next to your 12 is the 1 next to the 12. What makes your 1 to 1. Your 12 and the 1 next to it makes your 1 to 1. The 1 to 1. Or how 1 having to be able to get to 1. From the circle. Once the circle, the portal is open, the 12 align and connect with one who's tapped in.
Is to identify. 6 is the Lord placement in the 6th placement in the Virgo astrological sign. On the right is the Virgo astrological sign. It's also in connection to what the 12 numbers in the clock also represents. The 12 and the 6. 12 being Pisces, 6 being Virgo.
Because you don't get 666 except by 12. 1, 2, which is 6, 6. And down below, up under 6 is another 6. 6, 6, 6, which form a upside down mirror. Mer is also the name that's identified with the Mer. Understand, the upside down 6, 6, and 6, which forms this inverted pyramid, which gets your mirror. Ascension. So if the pyramid is this way, it's ascension upward. So if the pyramid is upside down, it's ascension also. As above, so below. Understand, to connect, you'll understand that when you have your 12 to 1 gives you your 13. Because if you understand something, when you look at the Zodiac constellation, Virgo, next to Virgo is what symbol which forms your, what is it called? Where you see a lot of certain secret societies have that Sphinx. Because the body of the Virgo connects to the, what is that, a lion? That connects to the beast next to it, which forms the head, this regality. This is what makes it so regal. Was tap into the 13, higher knowledge, higher ascension, higher elevation. You see? Well, one is tapped in as above, so below, and identifying with one connecting it to the polarities of antimatters, you want to call it. It's saying one that's tapped in and connected to one darker self, one jet eye side. You see? Being that I'm tapped in and connected to my higher jet eye side and not faltered to the WD-50 that some get trapped into the WD-50 and they're no longer they self. But to understand that your shadow side is the shadow side that's always with you. You look through the shadow. You look through the light in the dark, which is in your eyeball. The pupil and the iris. The P and the I. The pupil and the iris. The P and the I, which is come to 2 letters, P and E. But P and E, the I is really saying I. The dot and the 1. And PI gives you what? What is the area of a circle? 3.14 represents the area of a circle, which is pi. Is what the circle on the clock, what Merlin represents, the powerful peace. It's also the connection to the 12 tribe of Judah. Listen. It's coded. See, you have to have an open eye to really see the mysteries that's hidden. Because once one tap into the Merlin within yourself, the By.DaRon within oneself, you can understand something. You see? And understand, from 12 to 1 gives you 13. Going down. From 12 down to 6. Your 6 connects to the 7 that gives you 13 here, which forms likened to a Z.
We connect the 12 to the 1 that makes 13. Then the 6 to the 7 that connects down. 12 to 1 going down to 6 to 7, we form a magical symbol. 13 and 13 gives you 26, would also open the door to the power of 8. Is the reason why you see 8 next to the 7 that also forms another 13 from the 8 to the 2 and the 3. Look, I can't make this up. Down at the bottom, let's turn it sideways. So, down at the bottom, we see this is an ancient symbol. This is an ancient alphabet. And that symbol that you see is that Z, like into a Z, but it's not a Z. Yeah, it's not a Z. It's something much more than.
Or, look, this tri-formation. 1, 2, and 1, 13 this way. Connecting down to the portal of 666 to connect to 6. 6 to 7 is a 13. 13. 13. Try 1 this way, going into the portal, and 1 this way, likened to the form of a lightning bolt on a different polarity. Understand something. The deeper mysteries within the clock of the 12 is 13s in this clock. But y'all ain't ready for me to break that down to you. Understand something. Higher stand something. That once you tap in, being the little hand and the big hand and the seconds, the try within oneself. You see? Little hand, big hand, and seconds. The 3 within oneself, past, present, and future. The 3 within the belly of oneself, which represents the tri-formation. Within the clock, the Mer, the Mir, the Ascension, the 12. You see? 3 quarters. Listen, understand. You see, the By.DaRon within, my powers and my abilities from the gods through the gods, with my high priestess, connected to the order of the us, the numbers within the clock of us, and those that's connected to my high priestesses, plural. When she is tapped into my energy and all those around her, I have the power and ability to connect to her and connect to my numbers within my clock at the same time. This By.DaRon, I'm able to be intimate with not just her, but her and my collective at the same time. My power is able to touch them and be intimate with them all at the same time. This is a sign to tap into the Mer, to understand. The waters of the moon descends when the moon is up. Listen, when the sun is up, the sun is Zeus. When the sun go down, it comes. When the sun go down, it turns into the moon. It turns into, is it precise? You see? See, there's a power within the realms. This is why there's a God of the sun and there's a God of the underworld. It's shredded in mystery. But if you know, you know. You see? You was taught to disregard dark. You was taught to disregard black. Listen. You was taught to disregard evil. But in evil is zeal. Listen. In the word Eve, E-V-I-L, evil, it's a veil. Listen. E-V-I-L, it's a veil within evil. Because it was coded to have you think that the ways of our ancient ones, the ways of the netters, the ways of hoodoo, voodoo of our ancestors was evil. You see? If you understand that the E is 5 and 5, that's a master number in this so-called thing that you call evil. I'm not saying do negativity. I'm understanding for you to tap in to comprehend the polarities of your antimatter. Because in the word evil, you have the E is 5. The V in Roman numeral is 5 within itself. So you have 5 and 5, which is a master number. And inside of the master is the I within this thing that you call evil. That is sanctioned by the L's. This is why the devil, who's supposed to shun the devil, not shun, this is why the devil was said to be in the presence of God. Talking, negotiating on life. Have an agreement. We know that the sun radiates and no dark is going to be around the sun. It's impossible. You see? Nothing can stand in the presence of light when it's illuminated in purity. You see? Pure light of the essence of the divine is like acid. Nothing can be in its presence. That's why even when Gabriel couldn't even step too close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they say he would surely burn up and die. To show you. So how is it that the devil is in the presence talking and communicating with the divine? To show you the polarities of tests and trials, the polarities of the veil. That veil was open to have you, to get you to understand the work that we all must do, that we all gonna have to go through. You see? This is why in the word evil is connected to devil, and devil is connected to lived. This is why it is said that evil and devil and lived is what you doing. You living. But understand something. While you living, you still have to experience. You have the choice in the free will to do that which is just and that which is right. But you don't become a mass star except by you understanding the polarities of the dark that allow you to illuminate as a mass of stars. Listen, I'm gonna teach you something, ladies, and even for men, that you can use to manifest on the highest level of sex magic. When you being intimate with your partner, ladies, orally, when you are being orally intimate with your partner, you're going to focus in the process of that act. And you're going to create in your mental mind's eye what it is you want healed, channeled, granted, and manifested. Whatever your desire is. So, if you desire extra funds, you're going to channel while you being early intimate with your partner. You're going to focus the energy pouring into the cup of that reality while you being intimate in that act, and it's fueling manifestation of what it is you want. In your mind's eye, you're going to visually picture that funds being sent to you by check, by blessings, however you want it. And when your partner release, you're going to use the compulsion, the ejaculation of that energy to create with that energy what it is you manifested, because the act itself is a powerful rod that manifests, and you're going to use that energy consumed to create what it is you want. Be it orally, men, the same thing apply to us as well. So when we being orally and even physically, your pen is entering into space of what you don't see. And on her ejaculation, and when he or she ejaculate, you're going to use that energy to create and manifest what it is you want. New car, new house, healing, whatever it is you want. This is the gift and ability that was given to us. Because understand something, right when you ejaculate, you enter into a divine energy of the oneness of that window opening, a divine nectar. Because it's bliss, it's energy. So right when that multiple combustion happen is when you're going to manifest what it is you want. Y'all wasting your energy. You're not doing it right. You need to be taught correctly. You need a real teacher. Someone who can teach you to manifest, who can teach you how to tap into that energy. And that's something I'm very good at. One.